I want to talk about the guy I like again, and today I want to talk about our second time meeting, which was in 2024. And I remember after our first time meeting in 2022, I remember walking home thinking that if I ever get the chance again, I want to see him again. Because back in 2022, I was going through a lot, and I knew that that year I probably won't be meeting him again, but I do wish that if I ever get the chance, I do want to see him again. And we did end up meeting again in 2024. And I was really, really looking forward to that day. Back then, I was thinking that it was like one-sided. I did have like little moments where I thought that maybe he likes me back, but I also wasn't sure, so I went to the second meeting thinking that it's one-sided and that I'm the only one liking him. So maybe that's also why I didn't really show much that I liked him. I feel like I didn't do that consciously or knowingly. I just when I look back, it seems like I didn't really show him much that I like him in like as a guy. But I did like him, and I still do. And I remember the second time we met, that was actually the first time we talked to each other. Like during our first meeting, we just like saw each other, but we couldn't really like talk to one another. And on the second time we met, that was actually when we first talked. It wasn't like much of a like long talk. It was probably like just a few seconds. But I remember it was not that I was nervous. Like I'm not nervous around him. Somehow I feel very very comfortable around him, and I feel like safe, and um like it's not that like I am excited to be with him, but I'm not nervous. But I don't know why, but somehow maybe it's also because I'm not good at small talk. I was like when we were like when we met for the second time, he was the one asking me questions, but I think I only replied to his questions and I didn't even ask anything back. Which now I think like why didn't I ask anything or say anything from my side? But yeah, that's how that went. And then after that, after the second meeting, we had like a third time we met, and by that time, I did have a feeling that he liked me back, but I also wasn't sure if he liked me like in a romantic way or if that was like just by coincidence that I got signs. But I also didn't know if I could read into the signs that I got because I wasn't sure if those were like signs or if I was reading too much into it. So I wasn't sure. And then after that, I was hoping we would meet again sometime soon, but that didn't work out. And then we haven't met since then. So that was the last time we met in 2024. But looking back now, I wish I had showed him more that I like him as a guy, but um, also by how I was doing back then, I don't think even if we both told each other that we like each other, if he liked me back, then but still I'm not sure if I would have been in a state to be in a relationship at that time because I was still healing and I was going through a lot, and I wasn't well enough for a lot of things. And somehow 2025 too, I had to focus on healing a lot again. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I wish I had told him in 2024, but sometimes I also think maybe now is a better timing to tell him and for us to be together. Though I do wish that we had been together since 2024 because we didn't have to wait another 2 years. But I also think it's okay that we waited, and now that we have waited, I think now is a good timing. I remember 2 years ago, I really, really wanted to be with him, and but I also didn't know how to communicate that or how to show that to him. The way we had communicated up until then, or like kept the connection, like not like not like the connection between two souls, but like the connection in the 3D, that I was hoping could shift into a more personal way of communicating and connecting. So I stopped the way we kept in touch until then, hoping that that would turn into something different. But I didn't think back then, I don't know why I didn't think of that back then, that would make it seem like to him that I was not interested because I kind of like pulled back. I didn't want to pull back. I just, on the one side, I wanted things to change towards something more personal, but Also, another reason why I couldn't keep up with the way we were communicating is because I wasn't well again, and I had to focus on healing again. And I somehow ended up coming to Sri Lanka after our third meeting a few months after, and there was a lot going on that year. And I feel like now I'm well enough to be with him and to be. Not that he wouldn't have accepted me when I was not well enough. That's not what I don't think of it that way, but I just personally felt like I couldn't even look after myself well at that time. I had like a really hard time with a lot of things. So maybe things did work out in the best way they could have worked out. Still, even if we did have to wait. I don't know if he was interested in me from the beginning or throughout the whole 4 years, but from my side, I felt the connection. So I still believe that there was something, and there is still something within that connection. So that I feel. So and I don't think that's one-sided anymore. By how much I feel this, I don't think it's one-sided. Like I don't think of that anymore as a one-sided thing. So I do believe it's mutual, and I do believe that we both want to tell each other now, but maybe both of us, we don't know how to. So I don't know, this is what I thought I could do to share how I feel. I don't know why I'm doing this like this. I didn't confess until now because I didn't know how to confess, and I was scared to just like message him or like tell him personally. But now I'm like sharing this publicly, so I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. But I also felt like doing this way, so I'm just this time I don't want to overthink things, and I don't want to think too much about the what ifs that would be like, what if he doesn't like me, or what if this doesn't work out, or all of that. But rather think of the what if he does like me, and what if this does work out, and what if we don't have to be apart anymore. I hope that someday comes soon, and that someday I'll know for sure that he liked me back, and that he likes me back, and that it is mutual, and that we do hope for a future together, and that we do have like the same hopes and dreams for the future. Because I feel like we do. Like I feel like I had this already in 2024 that I really wanted to get married and have kids and start a family when it came to him. Like with him, I was still 23, 24 at that time, but I really wanted to get married and have kids and start a family. And like I still feel the same. Like when it comes to him, I would even skip like the dating and just straight away get married, because for me, I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, even if we don't know each other well in the 3D as like two people, I do feel like I know him. Like he feels so familiar to me, and he feels like someone I've known forever. So I feel like for people that feel that way towards one another, I feel like it doesn't take that long for us to know that we are meant for one another, and for us to get to know each other, because it's not the time we spend together or the time within the 3D that makes us get to know each other. Like, that's what I believe. 2 years ago, I did want to start a family and be with him too, but I was still scared to do a lot of things, so I wouldn't have confessed the way I do now. Like the thing is, like I did feel a connection, but sometimes I feel like 2 years ago I didn't trust my own intuition and the way I felt enough. And I kept like looking for signs within the 3D, which I genuinely now believe I don't need to, because if I feel something so strongly and so deeply, then there is something within that feeling. So right now I feel like I really feel like I can't keep this to myself anymore, and I don't want to keep this to myself anymore, and also I don't want us to be apart anymore. I do feel like he feels the same though. Like I do feel like the timing is right for both of us now. So yeah, that's all for today's video. So see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.